Cancun?
We're going straight into it. Straight into it, my guy.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Let's talk about Cancun. Oh my God. It seems so long ago, does our little trip to Cancun. And we've been fortunate enough to go quite a few times now. And we even managed to go to the one in Dominican, even though that was very short-lived. And
So that one is on YouTube right now, even though the hotel, unfortunately, has closed down.
Mm-hmm.
And it was quite upsetting because Temptation Grand Beaches was fire.
Yeah, we really had a good time there, didn't we?
That was like the swing of vision. If you're at home resorts, it would be like that, wouldn't it? But yeah, we had the opportunity to work with Temptation and Desire, and they flew us out to Cancun. There's some perks to
and
this,
it was
isn't there?
kind
There's
of like
perks.
there's perks to the job, and it was kind of like we did it was like a package holiday kind of thing. And I think when people are going from the UK, because the flights are so long, people do go for longer. And for us, like, we were kind of saying that I don't want to spend 7 nights at Temptations because it is a full-on party holiday. I know that there's some like chilled out areas, but we like to like kind of mix it up and have like a little dual stopped different holiday kind of situation.
Yeah, so they reached out to us and it was go for 6 nights. We want you to go to Temptation. We want you to experience it like it's your own holiday, film some bits, and then we'll show you around Desire, Riviera Maya.
Riviera Maya.
How do you say it? Riviera.
RM.
Desire RM. And it was 2 nights. It was 3 nights at Temptations and then 3 nights at Desire. And Desire have 2 resorts. Desire RM. And Desire Pearl. We was like, oh my goodness, we are going to experience it all.
Yeah, and be able to kind of see what's best for people and our recommendations and things like that. And I really did enjoy kind of having the dual stops to be able to see which one would actually really suit us and our demographic.
But as always, we need to take it from the beginning, my guy. Go from the start, my guy. And yeah, we started off and we got up early and we went down to Gatwick. Were we Gatwick?
Mm-hmm.
That were do you remember that? Oh, we have to watch our language as well.
Oh, have you been told off?
YouTube is kind of going, listen, you know, we like your content. But listen, my guy, you got to tone it down with the swear words.
You're the one who swears the most.
I've got a potty mouth.
You
I know
have
that.
got a potty mouth.
So I'm going to say some different words.
Fudge.
Yeah.
Fudge stick.
That was a fudge stick of a, not a drive down. Do you remember when we drove all that way? And classic Gage and Olivia, we always run late. It's just what we do. It's our signature move, isn't it? And we drove down, bags in, and remember the on-site car parking? And the entrance of it was literally just there. But the council knew we was going on holiday, and there was like, this can't happen. We've got to make it difficult. Let's put a massive road closure sign right before it, so then you can't get into the car park.
You could. It was just a very, very long process to get back
Trick
around.
heads. But it was, we had to go all the way around, and then it was like, can we go in here? And it was like, fudge this, we're going to go. And
You need to get to this airport.
yo, I don't know if you ever like done a cross-country drive in an electric car. Not great. It's not great, but we made it work, didn't we?
We did.
We got to the airport, and that's where it all started. We've just enjoyed a nice bit of breakfast in the lounge.
Because we were delayed, so we thought we might as well treat ourselves.
But then the board is saying boarding, so we're like shit panicking. But there's always time for a little boot stop.
Throw some water, because you have to keep hydrated, you know, darling.
Yeah, so
we're on to gate 31.
normally we fly Virgin. Granted, it's our baby, but I've got to say, I am super impressed with like the pillows and these blankets that you get given.
like
I think they are better
they're
virgins.
coming home with me.
They're coming home, that's it. Yeah. That's it. Everyone's Christmas presents are sorted.
What, a BA blanket?
Yeah. Got on the plane.
Mm-hmm.
Remind me to tell you about my AirPods story.
Well, shall we backtrack it? Before we got on the plane, Gage was like, I've not brought my sunglasses.
Hold up.
Or my
hold
AirPods.
Up. Hold. What is this thing about you doing me dirty on every podcast? Is this a thing now?
I think so.
We will just come on a podcast so you can blip out on me.
Blip, I'm just telling them our story.
I am
And then-
fudging angry.
So Gage, as we were driving actually to Gatwick, he was like, haven't got my sunglasses. An hour later, I don't think I brought my AirPods as well. I was like, you're going to have a fun 10 hours flight without any AirPods.
So yeah, I bought a new set of AirPods in the airport and some new sunglasses because
Yeah.
if not, I would have a tism looking like that. All in all the footage on Cancun, like, who said that? Ooh.
And then we got on the aircraft and
We jetted off.
We'd upgraded ourselves to
I don't know if anybody else
premium
does this on a
economy.
plane. You're going to have to let us know in the comments, right? Because we will sit next to each other and we will see a film on the TV on the plane. And you have to press play at the start and watch it together. We can't be the only ones, can we?
Yeah,
3,
I think
2, 1.
No,
No, no,
yours
no.
is going too fast.
Listen, no, it's not 3, 2, 1, go. It's on 1, we're going to go. 3,
But
2,
we
1.
watched. I don't even know, what did we watch? That fly, was it called
Fly me to the moon.
That's all we watched, to be fair, because I didn't fancy anything else. I just watched my Netflix.
And I fancy
on
Channing
my,
Tatum, so...
Oh.
But yeah, we watched that and whatevs. We got to Cancun
And we were like one of the first off the plane, and then it was so quiet in immigration. I was like, absolutely winning. I was like, we are gonna be there
I've got
like,
a disclaimer to say.
as soon like
I know what you're going to say, and I've got my opinions about you. Carry on, babe. I'll wait for you because I've got opinions.
I was like so excited that we'd got straight through. I was like, gosh, we'd only landed 10 minutes and we're there. We're like ready and rumbling to get our bags and get into the hotel. We'll be there in a jiffy. That did not happen.
No, it didn't. No, disclaimer. Mexico, if you're watching this, we love you. We love your country and we appreciate you guys. Hola. However, your airport baggage collection freaking sucks. No.
Oh my God.
Nah.
We
nah.
just saw like, it was just one bag at a time coming out of on the conveyor belt. And we were like, surely not. Surely not. And I was like, right, we've been stood here an hour.
We had 3 suitcases, just FYI, up for 6 days.
Yeah, but there's the theme nights, there's the dressing up through the day.
I know
we needed
that.
to take our Swing Hub merch with us, so why
We
not?
take 3 suitcases, but
Why not?
all I'm saying, it got to a point me and you were taking bets on if our bag would come out next. The bet for the Gloppy Glop 3000. You know, that sort of stuff. But we was waiting for
2.5 hours. 2.5 hours for our bags.
I don't. There's lots of things that you can have a day out in 2.5 hours if you think about it.
And this confirms why I only take hand luggage and I just make it work. But at this time I was like, no, we're in premium economy. We can have 2 suitcases each. We can take anything and everything. We can go do the theme nights, go do this. I can have 1,000,001 shoes with me. But no, next time.
God, I look like Olivia.
Should have had a little night.
I should have had a nap, yeah. Long story short, Cancun gets its arse into gear because we've been waiting an hour for our bags. I've got one grumpy wife.
It's cold and I want to get a cocktail.
I might go give him an hand. Shall I give him an hand?
Go give him a hand.
Right, I'm going to go.
Oh, Matt, just go crawl through and pick out our bags and crawl back through.
Yeah, I'll do that. Right. Yo, come on, our bag's got to come out next, mate. It's got to come next, hasn't it? Come on, next one. Come on. Come on. For fuck's sake. Right, what about now? It's gotta. Should we have a little Betsy Bets? Hey, check this though, listen. I bet you the sloppiest glop you can ever imagine.
Okay.
Yeah. The next 10 bags, one of them's gonna be ours.
Next 10 bags. What do I
Right.
get if it's not?
What do you want? What do you want? Do you want...
I'll think. It's an open voucher.
Okay. Right, I'm gonna get a close inspection of this. All right, 2 secs. BRB. Yeah.
Another round of bags, another round of bags. I think this is the last round of bags, so if our bag isn't on the carousel.
I look like carrying shit. Look at this is a stress. It's ours. Oh, that was Olivia. That was number 9. Your boy's getting some glop glop. That's what he's getting. Yo, my guy. What are they?
Delivery!
Yes.
1 hour and 20 minutes later.
Oh my god.
I thought I'd never see you.
Oh my god. I was panicking then, you know. I was having like a little mini panic. Are you gonna be all right to carry all these to the transfer? No. Okay. Thank you. Ooh. Apple. Oh my god, there's a pineapple. There's a pineapple over there. There's a pineapple. It's calling us. Oh my god, there's a pineapple. There's a pineapple. There's a pineapple. Again, Mexico. We love you. It's just one of your flaws. Sort it out. Come on. Come on, my guy. Anyways, long story short, we got our bags, didn't we? Mm-hmm. We got our bags and we was excited and we went outside and that heat hits you and you're like,
yes.
What is it about the heat? Oh, hey, what is it about the heat that just turns us on?
I know, you get really like hot tubs and heat.
Right.
You're on heat.
Yeah, I don't know what it's about hot tubs. Guaranteed hard chopper. See, I'm using different language. Heat, the smell of sun cream, chlorine in the swimming pool.
You're like,
oh my god. I went to devil mode.
you went into devil mode.
I just actually do. I don't know what it is. It's just there's something about it. Just gets the juices flowing, and you're like, yes, I'm here to
party.
I'm here to party. So YouTube, we're doing our best. Give us a break. We got collected, and the drive from the airport to Temptation is roughly around about 30 minutes. However, we landed at night on a Friday when Cancun was at its busiest.
It was so long. It was like, I don't know what road to take to get you there. Like, it's going to be at least an hour and a half. We were like, this is a never-ending story.
I was like, excuse me, senor. You're dead to me. Get me there.
I'm like, I just want to get there. I want a cocktail in my hand. I want to go get dressed up and I want to go party.
So, we managed to get there. Oh, we passed Crazy Bongos. Anybody, if you've ever been to Crazy Bongos before?
Crazy Bongos, Coco Bongos.
That's what I said.
Crazy Bongos.
Coco Bongos.
Crazy Bongos is a soft play area in Sleaford. I know you like going down the slide a lot, babes, but, you know, it's not that kind of party.
Right. I get it. You're not my friend today. You want to keep duping on me, all right?
I am your friend today.
Okay. You look like a snack, by the way, just FYI.
Thanks. I mean, my, like, active, Abercrombie activewear. The only problem is it's not easy access.
See you in my office, let her go. We, if you've ever been to Coco Bongos is famous in Cancun because you've got the things like the mass show and all that sort of stuff. And a couple of years ago, we went with friends from Open House Season 2. We went with some of the cast there, right? And we planned this big holiday and it was like, hey, I pulled a favour. I was like, can you help us out? We'll help you out. And there was like, yeah, of course. Come on over. And we decided to go to Coco Bongos. What a health and safety hazard that is.
I've been to Coco Bongos before, and I've had the best time with the crew when we've been like on a crew trip, when it's been a work trip. We've had like 5 nights there.
Nope.
Coco Bongos with the cabin crew. It's been a right laugh.
Nope.
Take this one. Oh my God, they're pulling a pole out of the air. There's a nail in that. There's this, there's that.
If there was a fire, Olivia, we would have been trapped.
It's fun though.
Why have I got a vision of me like being on edge and I can see a fire starting and you're like, just enjoy it for what it is, Gage. Just enjoy it. But yeah, they were bringing like massive poles out over people's heads. Like people getting like dinged in the head. And I'm like, I do not feel comfortable in here. However, disclaimer, great night. Great night. Nowhere to sit. I'm 34. I want to sit down now and again. My back hurts. Let's get a table. Cool. But a table's not a table because you've got a million people around you. Where do we start with it, Olivia?
I'm not taking you back. I'll definitely go when we start up Cancun again at work with the crew.
We side quested. Stop side questing.
Stop side questing. If you've been to Coco Bongos and you think that it's the best night ever and you're definitely on Olivia's side rather than a Gagey side, let me know.
Because last time we went, I don't know if we spoke about this on the podcast, but I was walking down them stairs and someone was like, Gage.
Yeah.
And normally, like, it's not me that gets noticed anyway. It's mainly you.
Mm-hmm.
And you was like, Gage, that guy wants you. And I was like, hello? And it was like, hello, mate, how are you? And I'm like, okay, thank you. Again, very strange environment. I did not expect to get
in the
spotted
middle of Coco Bongos
in
with
Mexico.
Like thousands of people there.
Yeah. Shook his hand like I knew the guy for 20 years. Had a little conversation. You know them conversations where you can't hear them? And you're like, yeah. And he's like, my mum died last week. And you're like, yeah. And it was one of them. And that's what happened last time. Side quested after a side quest.
Side quested after a side quest. So that was last time we went to Cancun. So let's go back to...
Right, let's get back.
We got to Temptations. We got all checked in. We get them wristbands as well, don't you?
Oh, we're at Temptation. First thoughts, Liv?
It's very windy.
Yeah.
Why is it not hot?
You got like 2 cool boats in the sea over there, look.
Bit of a breeze.
To control like your door and things like that.
There's no door keys, there's no nothing. It's all on your wristband.
Which is amazing because I always lose my key.
Yeah.
Or it stops working or...
Yeah.
So...
And we was like, let's get down there. Let's get dressed. Let's get on it. What happened the first night?
Went out for dinner.
Where?
With some friends.
Oh, we did, didn't we?
Yeah.
We did. we spoke to a couple on Swing Hub before, and there was like, we're out there on the same time. This all good, X, Y, and Z. We was like, brilliant.
I think they were the only couple there really that was from the UK.
Yeah.
I think everyone else, it's very, very heavily American and Canadian. And I think that's why they want to send us out there. I think they want to open up the resorts and make people from the UK kind of know about them a lot more because it is like the weather's amazing, the service is amazing, and just like I definitely like love it there, and I would definitely go back over and over.
There is something about Mexican customer service that just is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say it now. We had a breakfast meeting, didn't we, with one of the directors of the cruise ships. And we were saying this. We was like, why don't Temptation and Desire come over to Europe? It's a massive market. It's wanted. What's the reason why you're not? And she said it very black and white. She was like, because we can't offer a service like we can here. Because the Mexican customer service is second to none.
Mm-hmm.
And that rang true to me.
Yeah.
To my values and how we run Swing Hub of customer service and how we basically put everyone on a pedestal and we try our hardest to make everybody happy. And she said, you can't do that in European countries because the attitude is totally different.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I have no more questions. I get it. I totally get it.
Leave desire and temptation in Cancun.
Leaving Cancun.
I know
Yeah.
it's a long way away, but it is so worth it. And then, like you said, like side quest again is having that dual stop of where temptation is purely, it's more of an adult. It's a adult friendly. It's party. It's very much it's not lifestyle, is it? It's more of the
Yeah, it's the
fun, frisky,
Yeah.
free kind of. That people like to be topless. People like to just be a little bit more.
They do. It's the thing of how they sell it. It's not the thing of a lifestyle resort. It's a party resort. It's the American and Canadian Ibiza, almost.
Yeah.
But does it attract people in the lifestyle for that reason? Absolutely. And can you meet people over there in Temptation? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Is it harder to connect with people? A little bit.
Because they're not. It's really hard to know whether people are fully in the lifestyle or not. And you do have them conversations with people. And I think we were having a couple of conversations at one of the nights, and it was like, oh, so you guys in the lifestyle? And the kind of was like, and you're like, what does mean? And it's kind of like, oh, sometimes we do it on holiday, but we're not like into the lifestyle. And that's why we come here. And then other people are like, completely not. We just like the freedom and the party side of it. And then others are like hardcore swingers who do go there to swing.
The pineapple is real, isn't it? With the hardcore and stuff
They're
like
all pineapple hats, pineapple t-shirts, pineapple bags, pineapple cups.
Yeah, everything. And it's kind of like, you know, what's really, really funny with like Americans as well? They have this tendency to, like, they don't wear anything pineapple, but they will bring their own like flasks to the bar. So they'll take like a flask like this, and it'll have an upside down pineapple on it, or a symbol of like their group that they're in.
Yeah.
And that's what Americans do. It's not like, you know, they're part of groups and not individuals or couples and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and that's who they kind of like go to parties with. And
yeah, there were a lot of like groups of people, wasn't there? So it's kind of like they've all come together to have that holiday and to have that experience. And when you're just on your own, trying to talk and infiltrate that. But we do really frigging well in that hot tub when the sun's setting and getting in the hot tub at the top. And
that was a tendency to happen. Let's just talk about temptation, because with like the restaurants, there's multiple restaurants on site. The food is great. The food on a night is good. There's a buffet through the day. On the morning, it like closes for an hour so they can switch over. It's free drinks. It's all inclusive.
oh my God, our favourite drink. If you guys go to Temptations, you have got to try the spicy mango margarita. It is so good. It's got like a chili rim. Is your mouth watering?
It
You're
is.
like, let's
It is.
go. We've not got one booked this year, and I'm just like, I'll just go back for the mango margarita.
It's just and the thing is, every we spot to the like, what are you drinking? We're like, taste it, taste this, and it was we infiltrated Temptation with spicy mango margaritas.
Yeah, and then everybody's just walking around with them, and they're like, "Oh, cheers for the recommendations!" And I was just like, "It is so good."
It's so good, but the complex itself. So one of the reasons why they sent us over there was because they have a reputation that it's all pie, and you can go to Temptation and not just pie. They do have quiet areas. I'm sure I'm going to put a little snippet into this clip now.
Good morning. So this morning we got up super bright and early so we can do a good tour of the hotel before anyone else is awake. Let's go, Eskimo.
Plan of action is film a bit of content around the pool. Head to the quiet pool.
Oh yeah, baby.
Go look at the docks. Go to the beach.
Have a little quick zoomer tour.
Yeah, boy. Let's go.
Let's go. Pool, so there's like no music over here. People can chill and relax if they've had too much of the party vibe. This is definitely a good place to have conversations far from the aeroplanes.
And they wanted to basically let people know, hey, you can come in, you can have a party, you can relax. There's a quiet area. They've got water sports, not like that. Get your mind out the gutter. You know, they've got kayaking. They've got
I thought the water sports was water sports. That'd have been
filth. Filth bag.
But the quiet pool was so quiet. There was hardly anybody there, and I don't think people know about it. That's the problem.
No.
They don't go and explore. Like we love a little wander, don't we? And
it's a little bit like the Swinger app, darling. People download it and then they don't actually go and explore everything that's available to them. And
we're like, where does this lead to? Where does this go? I want to explore more. And we found there's what am I trying to say? There's the volleyball bit, and then there's the hammocks that you can relax in. That's on the beach, isn't it? And then there's a quiet pool. So there is like little bits, and you are right on the hotel zone. So I remember because obviously I've been quite a few times as crew, and when we first went, I was like, Gage, we're going to get on the public bus. He's like, what? And I'm like, there's a bus that runs up and down.
No, you're not.
The hotel zone, and it's literally like 10 cents.
I'm not being
funny,
funny,
he was
Olivia.
like, no, we're not getting on the public bus. I was like, you can go and explore anywhere. It literally runs up and down the hotel zone. Just get on it. You're like, no.
Olivia, it's super dangerous out there. I have seen Breaking Bad. I know what goes on. No.
But there is like the shopping mall around the corner
bus is fine.
as well.
I went on the bus.
I
It's
made
great.
you get on the bus. It's so good, isn't it?
I feel like
it's
a
so
Mexican
convenient.
corner. Yeah, Mexican. So it's like.
But there is there's over the road from Temptations, there's like the Starbucks and there's the pharmacies. And then if you get on the bus, you can head to the mall. There's quite a big mall around there.
Yo, wait a second. The pharmacies over there are a bit weird. Yo, you can get anything you want, my guy.
For the right price.
For the right price. I'm not going to go into detail because I respect the American authorities and government, but all I'm going to say is money talks, baby. I didn't just disclaimer. Wait a second.
You didn't get anything.
I didn't get anything.
You just wanted to test it out.
I was testing the water.
You
That's it. Okay, I was testing the water.
You wanted to try and get some ADHD meds. That's really what it was.
Before I
wasn't
actually
it?
got. Yeah, let's think about that. Was typical ADHD behavior. Let's take these powerful medications without a doctor's recommendation.
I'll be fine.
I'll be fine.
But yeah, there is so much to do inside and outside of the hotel. And if you're wanting to go for a full week from the UK, I think Temptation is a great spot. You can go for there to party, but then also go there to
There's an
chill.
element of this, and I really want to just be serious for a second, because when we tell you these things, it's not us being biased. We're not being paid to say these things. You know, we got flown out there, granted. You know, we got a free accommodation out there. Great. And this is the exchange that we do. We give them our honest review. So if we say, yes, Temptation is good and it's great, that's our honest review. And we're going to show you soon how that can change, because we went to somewhere else and it was good, but it wasn't our cup of tea. And we're going to talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to make you aware that what we're saying, this is not paid. We're not getting paid to go, it's fantastic when we, say if we had a bad time. But this is what our genuine experience is, right?
And it just shows that we went for 5 nights the year before, and we went for 3 nights to Temptation this year, and we also went to the one in the Dominican. So we have been to Temptation 3 times now, and each time we've had the best time.
The big swing up getaway. Temptation. Ooh. Would you be DTF?
What a big swing hub.
Down to fly to Cancun.
I'm always up for a holiday. Don't tease me with a good time.
I know, darling.
I have a week off, and I'm like, where are we going? You're like, Olivia, you've just come back from work, from your holidays. And I'm like, yeah, but I've got a week off. Where are we going?
You are a holiday plot, aren't you? Yeah.
Are we actually not allowed to go into details with these? Like you just said, plot.
I'm just trying to keep it PG, baby.
PG.
Keep it PG, baby.
Keep it PG.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm trying my hardest, girl. I'm trying my hardest. We, so our 3 nights there, we met another couple there. Just didn't work out for us, did it, in terms of like playing and stuff like that. Great people, just didn't.
We had a really good connection in that sense of like it was more of a friendship thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Rather than a
Yeah, and I think it was like, we landed and we partied, and the next day it was like, oh my God. And then it's like, it takes you 4 days when you're on holiday just to get accustomed to the time zone, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think that's the only thing about going to a it is full on, even though you can have the chilled side of things. But I want to, like, you're there for 3 nights, you want to do everything there. And I think when you've flown 10 and a bit hours to get there, I think it does kick you in. Like when you go straight out to going out and partying and drinking, and then the next day you want to like catch the sun, so you're up at ridiculous o'clock for breakfast and sunbathing, and
we had some fun. We had some
wild fun.
The balcony treated as well.
The balcony was
good.
Our balcony looked out onto the main entertainment area on a night, so you could see all the people down at the bottom as we were like,
as they could see us.
They could not see us. Could they see us?
Yeah, I told you a white lie, babe, because I just wanted to get into the panties and that, and I was like, they can't see us, babes. What are you on about? And everyone was like, oh my God.
We'll probably get really told off for this because that is actually against Temptation rules. Is outdoor activities.
All I'm saying is that allegedly we did do that.
There's no proof.
There is. Fuck. Shit. I'm going off on the run, babes. Pack a bag.
We'll never be allowed
Get
back
the passports.
now. But it is like the vibe.
Everybody else did. Everybody else was at it.
The vibe is really good there. And yeah, we chilled more or less through the days. There's games going on, which we didn't take part. I think like we're a bit of a chicken when it comes to the games, didn't there? Because there is some wild people out there, and I'm like, yeah.
It's that case of like, it's wild where you have to put a sticker over your camera lens on your phone if you use it by the pool. That's where the games are. But there's different bars around the pool and whatnot, and yeah, it's just a good vibe.
It's a good vibe and a good atmosphere, and there is so many different people from so many different like walks of life, and I'd say like there is a massive age like demographic as well from your. People were younger than us, like they were only like 21, 22. You could see the groups of like the really young, just turned 21 to first party holiday to like, how old, Gage?
What? Is this? I tell you what, I'm going to make you a deal because I hate your face right now. Let's save that for a story at the end.
Are we going to story time at the end, or are we going to fit it in here?
We'll do it at the end.
We're gonna do story time at the end.
Yeah, we'll save it because...
Oh, that's sliced in so well. You're going to leave them hanging?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about Desire next, and then hopefully you might forget, and I might just be like, oh, time's run out, we're going to have to go. Olivia, I love you, but I hate your face.
You love me, really.
I do.
That's why everybody tunes in to watch. They want to hear our story times. They want to hear our experiences.
Okay.
And I'm not doing you dirty. I'm not.
Oh, that's fine. I'm happy to talk about it.
But anyways, Temptation was amazing, and we definitely would be back. And if you want to do a Swing Hub takeover, Kit, are you listening?
Kitty cat, we're going to Cancun. Anyways, our 3 days ended, and just to put into perspective, we kind of got a little bit of a VIP treatment, didn't we? Because we had we was in touch with a lot of the directors higher ups of Temptation Desire, and they welcomed us when we arrived, and they were checking in. We had a meeting with the cruise director, and they organised all our travel for us, and we got picked up. Hey, what's that company that picks us up? Is it American USA Travel?
I can't remember what it was.
I think it's like, right, if you're going to go there, book with USA Travel. This geezer picks us up. What a geezer. Livia's kind of in Mexico. The girl's not had any tacos, yeah?
It's been 3 days and I'd not had any tacos yet.
She is sassy.
And I was like, how can we be in Mexico and not have had tacos? Side quest, the teppanyaki. at Temptation, you have to get a reservation there if you're going. That is our favourite.
Yeah.
I think the food's really good there, and I think that's our favourite kind of back
to the main quest. So Olivia's getting sassy. I'm like, girl, you just need to go to sleep. Go to sleep. And I said to the driver, I was like, bro, we want to try some authentic tacos. None of this like commercial stuff to make us happy. I went, I was like, not to be assuming, but you eat tacos, right? And he was like, yeah. I'm like, where do you eat? I went, is it on the way to Desire? Riviera Maya? And he was like, yeah, we'll go.
Yeah, so from Temptations to RM, it's about half an hour, wasn't it?
It's not far.
It's not too far.
Nope.
And then he made a detour for us because he was like, yeah, we've got plenty of time. So he made a detour to this authentic Mexican place and he ordered us some tacos.
Well, could you go in there and the staff don't speak English? And
it was the
menu's in Spanish and we're just like, I don't know. We just want one of everything. We want chicken, we want pork, we want beef. We want everything. And they give us it. And we put it in a little bag and then we kind of like get back in the car and we're all like, oh. Yes. And we opened it up and it wasn't that good. I'm going to say it with my chest. Hey, it filled the spot.
It hit the spot.
Where's the pickled, like the pickled red onion that they put in it?
We didn't get like loads of like the extras to go in it. It was just the meat and the taco, wasn't it? So it didn't have like obviously the extra bits, but I think that was if we'd have sat in maybe and had it there.
I know, but it's things like cilantro. What is that? Do you mean coriander? No, it's called cilantro. Is it the same as coriander? Let me have a quick Google search. I'm not getting conned right now. I don't want it. I don't like it. It tastes like soap. Oh.
But I like it.
It's actually, do you know what? Actually, with coriander, it's a DNA thing where if you eat it, it tastes like soap and it's like, ugh. It's something to do with your DNA. Did you know that?
Yeah, it's hereditary, isn't it?
I think so. I think it's disgusting. But yeah, we got these tacos and it was like, right, we've had a true Mexican experience and we was on our way to Desire, Riviera
Maya.
Riviera Maya.
Or is it Maya?
Maya. We went to Desire RM and we pulled up.
Because they've done a massive refurb of RM, haven't they?
Oh my God.
So they've only just recently opened it, haven't they? The refurb of RM.
Yes. So they have built onto it. They have upgraded and it's called the Eden. And this thing is upper class. Me and Liv go in and we're like, this is a bit of us.
Yeah, and I was like, we're only getting a tour here. We're not staying here,
like,
Gage. This is really mean.
What you talking about, Willis? I was like, can we get her here for a night? They was like, no, it's always at full capacity. Like, people always book it out. And I'm like, I get it. And we was taking a tour around and the rooms to the reception to the cabanas. They had one of the massive heated jacuzzi pools and like a swim bar. And you just look at it and you go, this is where I want to stay. This is modernized.
This is where I want to be. Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else does this. I do this. I will judge a venue by its toilets.
Oh my God, they were amazing. I walked in and I was like, Gage. He was like, I don't need a wee. I'm like, Gage, go for a wee. He's like, fine. And came out and he was like, oh my God.
You know, it's a very good establishment when they're not using paper towels or hand dryers because they give you like little hand cloths, little flannels, right? And it's that level of like detail. I'm going, do these guys care about the toilets? Everybody forgets about them.
Yeah.
But clean toilets that smell good.
Everything was just amazing, wasn't it? And then we even...
Did I try and pinch a mirror? Tried. Couldn't get away with it, but still.
We even got to see the playrooms as well there, because there is playrooms. And it was just everything was so well done in there. And it was just...
It was phenomenal.
Top class. And it was just the future of what the lifestyle should all be about.
And when we had this talk, you do see the difference between the old style RM, Desire RM, compared to like what the Eden, what they've just built, because the RM has this really Mexican feel to it with the accommodation. You know, it was like, what did I say? It was like watching Encanto. It's like going through Encanto.
Yeah, it's the there's the thatched roofs and things like that. So it is still, if you're wanting the authentic side to like your holiday, you can still stop in the older side of RM, but then there's also the newer side of RM where it's completely ultra modern, ultra trendy, and it all depends on what your vibe is, but I know me and Gage's vibe is definitely the ultra trendy, ultra modern side.
Yeah, it is. We was going round, obviously you can't film everything because, you know, one of the big things with Desire is don't film.
Yeah.
But luckily, you know, we had members of staff with us and they knew we were filming, and it was like, you can film here, you can't film there. But the crowd that went there was our crowd.
We were like, oh my God, there's some fitties here, my guy.
Like, oh my God.
I
was like, this is our age range.
Yeah.
Our age range. They were super attractive, weren't they? And I'm like, yo, I like this.
We were walking around the pool, people were butt naked.
Dicks, bro. Trying to like, I'm allowed to. It's a weird sort of environment to kind of be in, because we've never been. It's weird when you're at a club because you know that's what a club's for, but to be in a resort and outside, and you've got the sun, absolutely sun kissing your
crown jewels.
Your crown jewels.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new level of freedom, my guy.
But then also I'm like, I hope they've got sun cream on that, because you definitely don't want to burn that.
You kicking into mum. Have you put sun cream on your Johnson this morning?
I'll put sun cream on it.
Hey. I made a quick tour, and then there was like, right, we're going to take you to Desire Pearl, and that's where you're going to stay. And we did a bit of research, and we was like, okay, it looks okay. It looks good. Let's go do it. And we turned up, and it had this very calm, almost spiritual like presence to it. You know, you had like a little water fountain there, and like a little lake outside, and the reception, it was aircon. It was like, this is blessed.
It was really chilled and really like, especially coming from Temptations, where it is a little bit more loud and there's music and you can have that party atmosphere. We arrived at Pearl and it was so silent. Like, you were like, where is everybody?
Yeah, and it's like not the case of like the blasting loud music out everywhere. Again, the customer service, you know, like the bad guys come up and they'll be like, no, we'll take it. And I'm like, bro, I can take my own bag, it's fine. And they were like, nope, give me here. Mm-hmm. It'll be in your room for when you're ready. And you're like, okay, cool. And you tip them $1.
Meted with a glass of champagne and a towel.
And a towel, and it was just nice. And then what was really, I'll tell you what was strange is, you know, you are greeted by a Mexican, you sit down and the person checking you in is a Mexican. And at the back, when we were getting checked in, we had this, right, love, so you're all checked in now, and then what you're going to do is you're just going to go down there, and then you're going to go to the left, and that's where your accommodation is.
And I'll be here all week
And I'll be here all week for you. And we're like,
oh my God, where
the fuck is that guy?
Where are we?
But there were a woman from our parts of the world, right?
Yeah.
And she moved out there with her husband.
No, she just moved out there travelling, and she's been out there 20 years and never gone back.
Like normal folk coming together, like, hey, oh God, what are you doing here? What's going on? And
we're just drawn to each other, this northern folk, aren't we?
But we got to our room, and I think for us, it was a little bit unfair because this is what you can have. Mm-hmm. So, Olivia, first thoughts on Desire Pearl.
It is very old-fashioned-y Mexican vibes, but we haven't really checked out much. We've literally been in the lobby and we've been to our room. So Gage is like a little kid. He's like, I want to get out. Let's find the swimsuit. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm finding the swimsuits.
Don't forget my armbands.
Your armbands.
Before we leave you with Desire Pearl, there is a filming policy at all Desires and Temptation. You're probably thinking, I need to see more, but there is restrictions. You can't film around the public areas. Desire is fully nude optional, so if you want to be out there with your... Guess what you can do if you want to? Liv, what's the policy if you get like a hard-on? Is there... I'll check with the manager. I don't know. But you can walk around nude. That's a thing. So we just did a tour of Desire RM, and I saw a lot of willy slapping legs and flange. Liv, did you see the guy at the bar with his ding dong out? Yeah. Oh my god. Look at this. Liv, you can get your butt scratched for a couple of dollars. Bit of wax play. Yo, look at that.
Erotic massage.
I don't think they eat the booty hole though. But now the rooms are nice. The rooms are nice. They're big.
Our room was massive.
It was massive. It was like an apartment, wasn't
We had a living room, we had a fridge and a kitchenette area, and then we had this massive bathroom, bath, shower, double sinks, and then the bed and another living room, and it was absolutely
And we didn't use it all.
like
we didn't use
huge.
it all at all, but it was like Encanto's grandma's house. Again,
yeah, it was very
wooden,
very
very-
Mexican
Yeah.
styled and very old and charming and quaint, wasn't it?
yeah, and they're all in apartment blocks, and we was at the bottom, and we opened our sliding door, and we could just go out, and the pool was right there.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Right. However, let me start off with what I didn't like because I want to leave on a positive. Because it is a nice place. It's
Yeah.
a really nice place. Would me and you book Desire Pearl again? No. We wouldn't go back to Desire Pearl. 2 reasons. 1, we like the modernisation of Desire RM. We really, really did. Secondly, the age demographic. We brought it down a lot. We brought it down a hell of a lot. And one thing that we quickly realised was everybody at Pearl, it starts from 45, 50, that gap upwards. And we was 100% the youngest there. Desire RM is for your younger audience, and Desire Pearl is for your older audience.
But then also, I think Desire RM still has that kind of party vibe. So at the main pool, there were music, there were games and things like that. Whereas your Pearl side of things, there was a few younger people, and we says, "Why have you come to here?" And they basically said, "We like the tranquil, like chilled vibes, and we don't want to hear music at all." And
I totally understand.
that is, if you are going for the vibe of you just want to chill out, and it's kind of like you want to be naked, you want to have activities outside with just your partner, and maybe there might be someone there for you, or like there's not as much option, and it is more of a smaller resort as well. It was a really small resort.
It is. And so the rules with Desire Pearl is it's not like everything can go. On the public pool, you can be topless, you can be naked. But what they do have is like a hot tub. And it's just a rule there, past 4 o'clock, you can't look into, like, from the pool into the hot tub because it's got a wall, like a circular wall that blocks it. But on the other side, that's where you put your towels and your sliders and stuff.
And this hot tub is absolutely massive, by the way. It's not
huge.
a hot tub, it's like a pool hot tub.
Sort of thing.
Like,
And the drink over there was a chocolate mudslide, right?
yeah.
We infiltrated it again. We're just bad influences. What can I say? But they have like these cabana beds around it, and that's on a night. People go for dinner. People then, go back to the hot tub, and then that's where they kind of get it on outdoors because you try to do it in your room. Fuck, it's hot. Put the aircon on. Nipples are hard. You can't just. And that was like the running theme for 3 nights, wasn't it? It was my first time I was wearing my shorts on day 1. I was like, I am not getting my todger out around here. Thank you very much. And by day 2, I was like, stuff it. Stuff it.
I'll cream you.
Olivia, keep it PG.
Can't get it burn.
Keep it
It
PG.
can't be out of action.
I know. Have you sun cream your todgy today? Yeah, I've done it. Go, leave me alone. Can I go play in the pool now? No, I need to deface. But yeah, it was cool. It's a nice resort, and I know I've got a B-roll to put into this so you can get a good vision of it. And we had a good time. What I will say, is kind of, because we went to RM, which is our cup of tea, and then to go to Pearl, we was like, we do like RM. But you know what? We're here. We're going to make the best of it.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. The restaurants there, absolutely phenomenal.
It was your first time trying focaccia, wasn't it? You're like, what is this bread? And I was like, focaccia. And you was like, can you make some when we get home, please?
Yo.
I think at one point you had like a pile just on your plate with the balsamic.
People like, try and get some. I'm
this is amazing.
I've been at the buffet and people try and get some. I was like, excuse me, I've not finished yet. So you've been studying eating it from the actual buffet. I know. Leave me alone.
And yeah, the restaurants, the drinks, we did speak to so many people there, and it was so great to just get to know people from all different walks of life and why they were there and what's their experience of the lifestyle.
And there's always, we're in the hot tub and then some Canadian guy comes up to us. I won't call him out, but if he does watch this, he knows who he is. Because he watches a podcast and that's how he recognises from. And then he was like, "Are you guys from the from YouTube on the Swinger podcast?" We was like, "Yeah, we are." And we kind of got a friendship and stuff, and it was nice. It was really, really good there. But yeah, what they've done in Pearl as well, which we've got to mention, is they have built something new there called the Mansion,
which is very much like the Eden, isn't it? It's very modern and trendy and sexy and
Liv. I need
Are
to
you
be
going to
honest.
call us out?
Yeah, I'm going to call them out.
Are you going to call us out? We are not going to get to go back ever.
But I was like, I didn't say it. In back of my mind, I'm like, not being funny. You want me to come here and talk about it? Why are we not in the Mansion? Why are we not in the Mansion? And we had a little bit of a daring trip, didn't we, darling?
So the Mansion has their own playroom, basically. And if you were staying in the Mansion, you could go in the Mansion. But if you didn't
play in that playroom.
If you didn't stop in the Mansion or you didn't get invited back to the Mansion, you were not allowed to go in that playroom.
Stop me.
We did it on the last day before we left.
We were pooping our pants, weren't we? We was like, babes, we're gonna have to do it.
We were like, right, how do you get into this bad boy?
I was like, right, how do you get in? Luckily enough, like some of the doors were open. We went in and we just had a look around and we was like, oh my God, we came up with this plan. Anybody stopped us? Yeah, we're here for, promotional purposes. You can ring the reception and say Gage and Olivia and they will check it all out. But we need to document this while it's quiet.
We also need to test out like the playroom.
Olivia.
Surely. Like you need to test out the beds. And...
Right, yeah, we did. Yeah, all right, okay, let's talk about it. So it was the case of like, it felt so naughty that we wasn't actually meant to be there. But we was about to leave and I give you the eye and I'm like, do you want to, yeah? And it's quiet. I've never been on high alert or tenterhook so much in my life of going, if I get caught with my pants down and my booty hole out and they're like, excuse me, you're not meant to be here. What do? What do I do?
Yeah, but I like the risky stuff. You know it.
You do. And it was a nice playroom.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we we needed to test it out and we were leaving like an hour later. So
how can we give an honest review if we don't test it out?
No. And tell them all about the amazing playroom at Pearl in the Mansion.
I'd recommend the Pearl Mansion playrooms. I would. The beds have got the spring to it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
And it was just so well done, wasn't it? It was. In the detail, and they had like the St. Andrew's cross like in the wall, and you couldn't really tell unless you looked for it, and it just looked really like it's just really sexy and really like it just makes you feel really
makes
good.
You feel good.
Yeah,
in that sense.
Makes you want to fudge. Makes you want to fudge.
It does make you want to fudge. And we, And that was our time up there, and we obviously had to leave. But we did say, you know, kind of on the way back to the airport, we would book Desire RM
as our own personal
as
holiday.
our own personal holiday.
100%. I think, like you says, like we just want to give our honest reviews. Like we are in our 30s, like Pearl is personally not for us. Like if you are into the really chilled, tranquil environment and you maybe go with a group of people that you know that you're going to have fun with,
Yes.
Pearl is definitely like the place to be because you know that there's your type of people there because you're going with your people. But Pearl, because it's such a small resort and the opportunities there to meet someone in your age range if you're in your 30s, it's not going to be something that will happen often.
But what I will do is I will put all the links so you can check these out on Love Holidays or whatever link they want us to send it to down below in the description. And you can go and check it out and price it up for yourself. And for us, we would go back to Desire RM. It was the Eden. It was absolutely gorgeous. And it was our cup of tea.
When are we going? We haven't got any holidays booked now.
But yeah, long story short, on the way back, I lost an AirPod. Can't find it whatsoever. It was my left one. But because I connected to my phone, I go on like Find My Devices, you know, like Find My app. Bro, that AirPod last week was back in Cancun, then it was in Miami, and then it's
been to the Bahamas.
It's been to the Bahamas. Bro, I'm just
It's travelling everywhere. It's been left on the aircraft.
It feels like a Tamagotchi. Where I've got to like just check on it, make sure it's good, and
it's gonna die soon, surely.
That will be a sad day because it's just nice to see my little AirPod that I lost, and I was like,
you lost it on like while you were asleep. Must have been. It must be in the seat or in the floor area or something. But
I don't know.
It's
and you
not
ripped up
being
the
fine.
seat as well.
I
I'm
did.
Like,
I was
Olivia,
like, you have literally just bought these AirPods. Like you've only had them for like a week.
Did you know where you place your butt, you can literally rip that up? It's all on Velcro.
Yeah.
I didn't. Well, you know that because you cabin crew dummy. But she ripped it up and I was like, Olivia, that is criminal damage. Who is this woman?
I needed to find that AirPod. You literally just bought them.
You was obsessive over that AirPod.
But then, the worst case scenario, I was that obsessed I left my phone on the plane when I got off of it. And I was like, oh my God, I was that bothered about finding your AirPod. I just left my phone because I was like crawling in the seats and stuff like that and on the floor. And then obviously it was time to get off.
Luckily we called it, somebody picked it up, somebody brought it to us, and it was all hunky-dory. And yeah, that's it.
But anyways,
it's time to
I feel like
wrap this up.
It's not time to wrap it up at all. I feel like as much as you don't think like the demographic at Pearl was your cup of tea, I think you're lying to me. I think everybody knows that you like an older lady. And Gage met an older lady in Temptations. And he's trying to divert. I could have easily slid this conversation in after we spoke about temptation. And
right. I'm gonna tell it. I'm gonna tell my story.
You're gonna tell your story.
I'm not. Do you know what? I'm not even embarrassed. I had the best time ever. But
Shall we start? So
no, wait. I'm not ready.
I am. I'm starting. So we did the huge. It seems to be the huge at Temptation of...
Stop. We need context. Do you want me, let me start
this.
No,
I'm starting it.
Context.
We had our little sunbathing through the day. We'd had our a few mango margaritas.
Too many.
The sun had started going down.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit chilly when the sun goes down. So we all end up in the hot tub. This is our daily activity at Temptation, isn't it? Because the hot tub is the place to be. I think everybody's in the lifestyle in the hot tub.
Right, let me take over.
Carry on.
Let me take over. So, the hot tub is on you got this massive ramp and it's on the top. It's huge. And we're in there, keeping nice and warm. It's quite windy, you know, and when you've been in the sun, it kind of bites your skin a little bit. And we've had a few drinks. We're feeling quite brave, right? And we was like, let's just go around and just talk to people. Let's just get to know people. it's what we do. And there's a group of us kind of like chit-chatting away, and we're the only British people there. So you've got to keep up with like the American lingo and kind of what they do for work and all that good stuff. Like, it's very structured with the Americans and Canadians, and I was there for it. Anyway, I was squatting down in the hot tub, and I was like, I just need to go sit down. I'm nearly 40, right? So
Not nearly 40.
I feel it. I'm trying to justify the age difference, all right? So I'm nearly 50, right? So my back is absolutely killing. I'm like, I need to go sit on the edge where it's got like a seating area. And I just put my butt down. And there was this absolutely lovely older couple, they're probably about 45. And
They're probably 60. They had grandchildren the same age as us.
And I just got chit-chatting, and I don't want to say her name just in case.
Mm-hmm.
So let's call her...
No.
Fanny. We'll call her Fanny.
Fanny.
Fanny. And we'll call this guy...
I think that the names just are such the part of the story, though, Gagey.
I know, but I don't want to because of discretion, right?
Fine. They're so American names. Such American names.
Yeah, we will call him... Hunk.
Yeah.
Fanny and Hunk.
Fanny and Hunk.
Okay, so I'm speaking to Fanny, and we're just kind of just having a really good chit chat about like what I do over here in the UK and what she does. And she was like, well, you know, I'm coming up into retirement and all that sort of stuff, being 45. So
60.
70.
70.
Fuck. And
How did we actually get to the clarification of actually how old she was?
Because she was wearing Skechers on a night and a proper grandma cardigan.
No, that's ruined the story.
Sorry. But we got talking and stuff like that, and you know, Hunky's really a quiet guy. He's a quiet guy in a high-end job. And Fanny was just really talkative and just kind of we were just buying it back and forth and whatnot. Anyway, we're just talking, getting away with it and all that sort of stuff. So imagine this. There's me, there's Fanny, there's Hunk. And me and Fanny just talking like this, like side by side. She's right here, chatting. Out of nowhere, Hunk just kind of leans over and goes, "You can touch her if you want." And I was like,
Thanks, Hunk.
Thanks, Hunk. But I'm like, okay. And she starts putting her hand on my leg and caressing me. Now, what did I tell you about the spicy mango margaritas is it makes you a different person.
The hot tub, the spicy margaritas,
And
the sun cream.
It was a good recipe to really get jiggy, put it that way. So we were just conversation. We talked about politics. Don't ask me why. She leans over and she's like, "Do you want to come back to my room?" I said, "Do you know what, Fanny? I really do. But unfortunately, I've got a dinner reservation. And if I miss it, I'm meant to be filming what the restaurant is, and I can't miss this, but let's pick it up later on." She's like, "Cool." So we go for dinner. We have a really good time and whatnot. And this one night, there's like a big neon show going on at Temptation. You was absolutely exhausted. You was like,
yeah, I'd had too many mango margaritas.
Yeah, you was gone.
I was like, I'm just going to have half an hour.
Yeah.
And then you were like, "Olivia, are you coming?" And I was like,
just
no, just another half an hour. He was like, "Well, I'm going to go down and film it. Is that okay?" And I'm like, "Go have the best time ever."
So I was like, I need to go down and kind of like get some bits and clips of like filming the show and stuff. And I went down there and I'm kind of like, I get a drink and I'm looking around and I'm like, I'm fucking nearly 50, so I need to sit down. I need to get the best angle. I need to get the best angle of kind of the show without getting too many faces in it. I see Fanny at the front with next to her and an empty seat. With who?
With Hunk.
Hunk.
Yeah.
I didn't say that, did I? I will bleep that out. Sorry. So there was Hunk, there was Fanny, and then empty. And I'm like, oh, well, I'll go say hello. You know, I'm not that guy to kind of have a conversation and then kind of like, hello again, how are you? Yeah, I'm just here filming, all that sort of stuff. Now, where I was sat, I look up and I can see our room. And obviously I turned the lights off when I left so you could just get your sleep. And I watched the show, and it was a fantastic show. It was absolutely brilliant. And
I'm really sad that I missed it.
You missed a good show, my guy. But anyway, I'm kind of like looking up. Is Olivia good? Because you said you were getting up. Look at my room. Olivia's there. The lights are on. I'm like, cool. I say, Fanny, hey, so you know, I'm just going to go see Olivia. I'm just going to go check in. I can see the room lights on. I'll be right back. She was like, make sure you come back. And I was like, okay, Fanny. I will do. I had a few Malibu and Cokes. That's my nighttime drink. Yeah. Take it easy. I came up to you and it wasn't the room that I thought with the lights on. You were still out. And I'm like, babe, you coming downstairs? I was like, Fanny's making moves on me. What are we doing? And you was like, just go have the best time ever. I'm exhausted. But let me know how it goes. Okay. I go back down. The Malibu. The smell of coconut. I'm just like, I'm good. Anyway, the show kind of carries on. People are dancing. Fanny turns around. She's like, do you want to come back to my room? I was like, do you know what, Fanny? I do. Yes, I do. My instinct was to say to Hunk, hey, are you okay with this? And he was like, it's no problem with me. And I was like, cool. So I'm like, I jump off my seat and she kind of like gets up nice and just, plops down, you know, on a freshly new Skechers that she bought for a holiday and a long grandma cardigan.
She didn't have that on that night, though.
No, she didn't.
She had her neon stuff on.
She had a neon stuff on and she wasn't wearing panties as well. I did clock that and I was like, ooh, you're not wearing panties.
Yeah, boy.
I just seen your poontang. She's like, follow me. So we kind of go off and we go down the ramp and we go through all the buildings. And she's like, right, this is where I am. We go up the stairs. And she goes up the stairs and I'm like, I'm feeling horny. I am. I'm not the same person when I'm horny. I get in there, she's like, I'm just going to jump in the shower quickly. I'm like, that's fine. It's like, I'll jump in after you. I'll just have a little quick, be sweating, sun lotion. And we start. Fanny naked isn't Fanny dressed. Fanny naked is some of the movies that I've seen, he's kind of like, wait a second. Anyway, I put a condom on. We're going for it. I'm on top, looking at her, and she's like looking me directly in the eyes. And I'm going for it. I am going for it. And she's like, oh my God. And then looks at me. And I look at her. And she went, have I been a bad mommy? In my mind, I've seen this video before. Oh my God, I'm in a scene right now. Where are the camera guys? Where's the lighting? It was like phenomenal because she really did that rehearsal thing. I don't know if she rehearsed it, but she was like, tell me I'm a bad mommy. Tell me I'm a bad mommy. And I was like, you are a bad mommy. Oh my God. Oh my Jesus Christ. I'm at the time of my life. Anyway, long story short, we finished. And my instinct was, I need to tell Olivia about this.
I've just been in my own corn movie.
I have been in my own corn movie, yeah. And I did the right thing. I said to Fanny, I was like, listen, I'm going to walk you back to Hunk because I just need to know that he knows that you're safe. I'm not going to leave you. And she was like, do you know what? You are an absolute gentleman. And I was like, thank you. And we met him. And I was like, hey, thank you for letting me spend some time with Fanny. I really, really appreciate it. Is everything okay? You feel good? Yeah, listen, I had the best time ever. You've got a very beautiful wife and thank you. And do you know when you try, you don't want to run, but you don't want to sprint, but you can't walk and you're like a little...
You're like, I need to go wake up Olivia. I need to go find her.
I went in.
Olivia.
I went in. I
booted
went,
the door in.
Boom! Liv! Liv's like, and it's like, what? Oh, wait, you'll never guess what's just happened. Oh my God.
I'm like, okay, 2 minutes. Okay, I'm good.
I was like, I've just been in a corn movie and like, they were not letting our cameraman, but then like, it's something about being a bad mummy. She's like, Gage, slow down. What's going on? I said, I was fucking her. And she looked at me in the eye. She says, have I been a bad mom? And I was like, yes, you have, mummy, yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Oh my God, this is phenomenal.
I absolutely loved it. Like, it was so good.
And they're sweet. Do you know what? They are super, super sweet. And, and you know what? I'm not ashamed that
you had to, like, that was like such a really good experience. And it was such a good meet.
It was, yeah. And yeah, I do have a thing for an older lady. I do.
Yeah.
Usually not that old, but the circumstances around it and where we was and the drink, and yeah, I walked away and I felt good. I didn't feel like it went bad or anything like that, and I did the right thing and took her back to Hunk and whatnot. And yeah, did she try again to get me back to the room? Of course she did. But for me, it was like it wouldn't be in the same experience as before.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd have just left it.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, I had a great time, but I have this rule. It's a one-time player rule and stuff like that. So let's just leave it there. And she really took that point. She was like, I really appreciate you being honest and upfront with me and whatnot. But yeah, that was my story from Temptation.
That was amazing. Oh my God. Everybody's going to be howling.
It was
Gage in his own corn movie. You're like, I've seen this when I was a teenager. Oh my God.
I definitely saw it. Yeah, it was the eye contact. And I was like, yeah. But we have to wrap this up now. All right. We do have to wrap this up now. So yeah.
But I'm so glad you shared that with us. Everybody will be absolutely appreciative of you.
Yeah. But I love you, right?
I love you too. But yeah. Temptation was amazing.
It was good.
We'll be back.